Hello, and hello again, Newspring fam. Welcome back to your favorite web series, I hope. My name is Evie.
My name is Sam.
And we are your hosts on this show we call
For the Gen Zs.
Okay, what's going on today, Sam?
So, today, we actually have a very special guest, our first guest of this series to be exact. So, Evie, would you like to introduce our lovely guest?
Trust me, y'all aren't ready. This person that we have on this show today, where do I even start from? This individual is a multi-talented person. And everyone uses that word loosely. But when it comes to this person,
it's not a joke
when
thing.
she was born, there was multi-talented written on her forehead. Trust me when I say that. She is an amazing person, passionate about the well-being of children, passionate about seeing young adults thrive in the Christian community, passionate about living out her purpose in God. And the most... unfortunately in our world, the fact that this is the most amazing thing is quite unfortunate, but Loretta is passionate about seeing Nigeria do greater things, and that's a lot to say compared to a lot of people today, because I know I've lost hope a good amount of times, and it's definitely tiresome, but she truly believes in it. Loretta is an entrepreneur.
Come on.
And she is the CEO of Ola Edo Jewelry.
Come on, boss babe.
Amazing. They create wonderful jewelry. They give a huge percent of it to charity. They're amazing. Loretta's amazing. Anyway, Newspring fam, thank you for tuning in with us today, and just help us to give a huge, in fact, put like 30 clapping emojis in the comment section as we welcome our guest today, Loretta.
Hey.
Wow, that's well. Thank you very much, Evie, for that introduction.
Thank you for showing up and giving us your time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Put
really
another set of clapping emojis in the comment section. She
all
deserves it. She deserves
fire.
it. It's hot outside. Put another one.
All right. So before we get into our lovely topic for today, we have a little icebreaker. I won't be participating, but this will be between you two, and we're calling this First Thought. So I'll throw out a couple words here and there, and then you just need to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
The first thing.
When I say that, the first thing.
Okay.
So be ready.
Are they going to be participating as well?
Oh, everyone in the comments too, tell me the first thing that came to your mind when I heard these things, but just know we're watching you, all right?
Okay.
So to start it off, the first word I have is party.
Club.
Loretta.
Turn up.
Turn up. Whoa. Did you guys hear? Okay. Next one is freedom.
Fight.
Liberty.
Next one, VIP.
Party.
Exclusive.
I like exclusive. Next one, church.
God.
Faith.
Okay, nice. Now this one is a phrase, the streets.
Money.
The streets are calling my name.
Hey,
I'm going to the streets.
I'm not going to these streets, so it's not me.
The streets that are ordained by God in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
So next one, purpose.
Whew. Hard.
Journey.
I like that. Next one, this is what we're in right now, summer.
Heat.
Hey.
Well, should we keep it PG?
Hey.
I had hot girl summer. But I'll say it anyway, summer means relaxation.
No, don't worry. People out there, we know you.
It's a hot girl summer though.
Hey,
it's a hot girl summer. If you know what,
home.
okay, I'm gonna respect myself.
Next one is influencer.
Instagram.
TikTok.
Okay. Let me give you guys that one. And then last one is the bag.
Future.
Never chase it.
Okay.
That's a deep one.
It really is.
That's a deep one. Okay.
But yeah, that's the end of our little icebreaker. I hope you guys enjoyed and played along as well. Let's see your comments down below
That's
as
a
well.
really interesting game. We thank you, Sam, for that. And trust me, just stick with us. You're going to see how this ties in together.
Exactly.
Nothing we do here is for show,
Oh,
okay?
no.
It all makes sense. So just pay attention, stick with us, okay? So I'm just going to start with our question prompters as we always do. You already know the vibes. And we want you to participate because we do not have all the answers. You could have something that could change your generation by simply just putting it in the comment section or simply just sharing on Instagram. So feel free to do that. In fact, we haven't gotten into the main bits of the video, but from the amount of time we've seen already, I think we deserve a like, a comment, and a subscription at this point. Don't you think?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go straight into the first question, and I'm asking this to you and to my lovely guest and to my co-host here. And right before I go into the question, let me just give you the topic today. So this topic is a heavy one, and
Very
we
heavy.
promised you table shaking
Come
conversations.
on.
So get yourself comfortable because this table's about to shake, okay? Our topic for today is on the issue of clubbing on Saturday and church on Sunday. Clubbing on Saturday, churching on Sunday. You already know it's about to be exposed. So I'm just going to go straight into the first question. What is your personal stance on this topic? And if you can, include your faith-based stance as well.
Honestly, I don't think there's a problem with clubbing on Saturday and going to church on Sunday, because I see it as instead of putting club, maybe you can put lying on Saturday and going to church on Sunday. They're
Okay.
all the same thing. So there is no problem with it. The issue, I would say, would be more when the activity you're doing when you say clubbing. What is the activity? Because everybody has their own definition on what a club is like.
Okay.
So
What do
For
you
me,
think?
honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you all. I'm a shy boy. That's not my scene. That's not my thing. But I understand like where this kind of conflict comes in, because like going to what Loretta says, like some people go to the club for different reasons. Like some of them are going for like their hot girl, hot boy summer type vibe.
What's wrong with hot girl summer?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
there's degrees to it. So.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, warm girl summer. Let's call it that.
It depends. People have their different definitions of that too. But yeah, it's really about like where you're at, like in your own kind of like personal journey, I would say. Because like I said, some people might go there to do all the madness on Saturday, then think by coming to church on Sunday, oh, everything is, if they just show up at church, everything just resets. But it's more of, depends on where you're at personally
Okay.
with these types of issues.
I'm curious though. I think today when you hear the word club, you're not necessarily seeing good in that. So I am curious to know what do you guys do when you go to a club? Because I haven't been to a club. And if we're being completely honest, I have had aims to go there once to know what it's like, and I don't necessarily see the problem in that, because honestly, it might be curiosity kills the cat sometimes. Thank God I'm not a cat though, and thank God for grace. But I am curious. Like I said, I've never been, but what do you think? What goes on in clubs? So in a sense, what is the good that can come out of going to a club? And what's the not good, but what's the neutral situation, I guess? And what is something you would consider bad that would say it's wrong that you would make you say it's wrong to go to the club on Saturday and go to church on Sunday?
You know what? Personally, I feel like the club is a setting whereby you don't really you're in a place whereby you're not controlling the setting. So the music, the crowd, the activities that are going on, you have zero control onto it, and it's open to everyone and anything. And because of it's a place where you're going to go and obviously listen to music and dance and stuff, you're not going to see things that you would do at home in a quiet setting in the club. So you're going to see the extremes. You're going to see excessive drinking, excessive smoking, trying the drugs and all these things. Those are the space. That's what the club it kind of caters to that crowd. And so you putting yourself in that situation, you're exposing yourself to those things. As young people, we try to we want to test the waters and see what's going on. I go clubbing and fun, but it just gave me temporary happiness. It was just like I could just go and just after a stressful day of studying for my exams, I could just go after my exams to a club and just have fun and just kind of like just have fun. But you come back home and you're still tired. It's gone. The
thrill is gone.
Yeah, the thrill is gone. Really, the thrill is gone. So it's like when you're putting yourself in all those situations, is it going to help you long term, or is just for just now?
That's a very big point. It's something that like I've learned recently that I really started to take into consideration is like turning down short-term pleasures for long-term fulfillment. Like, I think that's like one of the biggest things that we kind of miss out on. But going into another question, kind of based off that, do you think like clubbing for us kind of younger folks is like a part, is like essential for us, like especially like in our social life, like being out in these clubs with like all these different types of people experiencing these different types of things. Do you think that's essential?
Essential? No, I don't think it's essential. But you know, we see this, you know, clubbing as a way to kind of live in our youth. And we forget that there's several things you can do to really enjoy your youthfulness. And being in a club in a hot, no offense, it's tight, it's hot, smoke from smoking to stinky. If you think about it, that's actually the worst place to actually enjoy your youth. But somehow society, and you know, that is, if your society has put it that this is something you have to experience to actually live life, but truly you're only the person that determines what can be your best life. So if you're placed in a hot room, piping hot, smelly people, smelly socks, smelly mouth as your as your standard of living life, well, okay.
This is a really interesting conversation, I think, because I guess another thing for me is I kind of empathize maybe with the people, the young Christians who do believe in clubbing on Saturday and churching on Sunday. Maybe I'm playing devil's advocate, but only because of the fact that I feel like there's not a lot of people that show how cool Christianity is. And I think Christianity is cool. There's no corner, there's no comma. Christianity is cool.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It really is. It's a vibe. And trust me, you want to hop on that trend because it's a trend that doesn't go down. It doesn't stop trending on Twitter. It goes on forever, okay? So you want to hop on that trend. But I think it's really hard to find people who claim to be true Christians and actually live a life. And it's sad that we want to see evidence, but that's just how we are as human beings. It's hard to see people that are living this life and it's making me feel like, oh, I want to live that life, so I want to be one of them, you know? Which is part of the reason why we started this series, because we want to see, right? We want to help and contribute to finding the answers, like finding the solutions, right? So I think it's really interesting because, like Loretta mentioned, like the standard has been changed. The standard makes the sweaty, like hot room seem like fun. So honestly, maybe just for this summer plan, what is a way you can have fun as a Christian and just let go?
You know what, I think COVID is one of the best, well, it's not the best thing that happened to us, but the silver lining and the positive side of COVID is that all the clubs kind of shut down. So we had to look for alternative ways to enjoy life and have fun. So you see people like just going out to a patio and just, you know, having fun. You don't have to be in a confined space or being in a park. You get to, you know, see the nature, your environment. You know, another fun thing to do, taking trips, traveling, like going on group trips with your friends. You get to like experience the world actually.
Yeah, if you're traveling, invite me. Invite me.
You get to experience the world. You get to leave. But I feel like, you know, certain things like clubbing is like, you're just in a tight space and you're confined to a space. You're not really seeing more. You're not exploring more. Your mind is, you know, you can play the same music anywhere. You can play it in the park. You can play it anywhere. Just have more breathing space and air to do things. So a lot of fun stuff to do in summertime. Like me, I personally do a lot of, I won't say I hike. That's a lie. Because I would say I ride bicycle. I go cycling a lot. Go out with my friends. You know, we can go to just observe. We live in Toronto, Canada here. So we go to Niagara Falls, see what's going on. Check new cities that are quiet and no one knows about, and just find like great stuff going on. So there are a lot of things to do. We should really challenge ourselves to find other things to do except from clubbing. Okay,
and I'm gonna throw this to Samuel as well. I feel like a lot of the whole concept of a club to me sometimes is like recreating that party scene that you can't have in your house. Like it's not big enough. And the Bible doesn't say Christians shouldn't throw parties. Like everyone's throwing parties every day. So what, like, it's hard to not tag these things as boring. When you say we're having a Christian party, let's go, man. Like, let's go read the Bible. I'm kidding. But what would you, like, the first question is, have you been to any fun Christian parties that are even better than what would be a party with all the worldly people smoking, drinking, basically a club in a house? Have you been to any of those? And if you have, what are tips and like tricks we can give to people? Like, you want to have a party this summer, have a get together, go for it. But here's what you can do and still be in accordance to God's will and have fun, you know? So have you been to one? Do you have any advice on that?
So it depends on what you consider a Christian party. Because sometimes if you say Christian party, that's where it sounds boring. Like, oh, bring your Bibles. We'll just be sharing Bible left and right.
Bible's not boring though.
No, but like if you say Christian party, that might be somebody's.
We'll play Draw the Sword.
But no, but really, when I think about it, it's like a Christian party to me is like kind of just a group of Christian people together having fun. Like you can do the same type of party stuff, listen to music, dance, drink water and other good drinks to be drinking, everybody. And all those things. Because like for me, I've definitely had that like with a couple of like my friends, whether it be from church, whether it be from work, just like a time where we just like come together. And honestly, I don't know if this is just me thing, getting old and all this stuff, I find more enjoyment just like being around like-minded people and we just talk about whatever topic, whatever type thing. We'll still have our music and all that stuff, right? And to just kind of going deeper into that question, like it really, I feel like you have to just, like I said, surround yourself with the right people, because when you're with the right people, it makes things fun. Because I know there's times that I could be bored at home, but if I just get on a FaceTime call with a couple of my friends, things can change like that, right?
Okay, I like that. And I think it's really important. That's a whole other conversation in itself, but it's really important to navigate how to have the right friends, because say I start college today, I'm not going to know if the person that wants to do is a Christian or not. And I don't really have control over who I'm paired up with for this project, who is in my tutorial group, you know? So we'll come back to that. Stick around. Maybe we'll do a series on that one day. We'll see. But I'm just going to jump into the next question. Do you think it's ideal to have a different, like, friend/social group depending on the space? Because let me not call myself out, because I know, well, I feel like I'm easing out of it now, but I know I used to have friends that I wouldn't feel comfortable coming to church with, and at the same time I wouldn't feel comfortable letting my church friends or family see them. And it's not just about, like, you know how everybody knows how it can be awkward when your different social groups mix at your birthday party, but it's not like that, but like you have a different group, like you don't want them to meet each other because you're kind of like a different person to each group. What do you guys think about that?
The thing is that as a Christian, I think you have to live a consistent life, and everywhere in those different groups, because those different groups, you have to compartmentalize your friendship to know who's your inner circle, who's your social circle, who's your church circle. Like, just have to know who is who in your, it's just ideal for you. But you as an individual have to be consistent in all that group. So everywhere you go to as a Christian, you know, they should see you as a Christian. So you know, when your friends, if you have good friends, you know, the party friends, they see you, they're like, oh, Loretta wouldn't like to go to the club, so let's try to not do an agenda that has the club inside for Loretta, because they know who I am. But when you try to, because there was a point in my time when I, you know, as a Christian, when I was just growing in faith. I'm still growing in faith, but I would say as a baby, I was really just a baby, and I was just finding what works best for me as a Christian. I had different personalities. I run a certain group, there was a personality I showed, and a group personality I showed, and I didn't really want them to mix together. As you grow in your faith in God, you get, as you know him more, you get to align with him more, and you get to be like him more. So that radiates in everything you do, that everyone sees you as, you know, Loretta, the Christian, the one that serves God, and not Loretta, the party person, the this, the this. They just have to get to a point as a Christian that it shows that it's a sign that you are growing spiritually, that everyone sees you as this one entity, that you're a Christian and this is who you are. And that's just, and you know, with the whole topic of clubbing, at the end of it, it's like your spirit. You get to a certain environment that at the time, clubbing was okay to me. I could go to club. I was that person that could go to club on Sunday and come to church on Saturday, and go to club on Saturday and come to church on Sunday.
Thank God for grace.
Thank God for grace. But at the same time, you know, it took me growing in faith to realize that this is not it. Like, I cannot even phantom an idea of going to a club now. Like, my friends know me. They know that they can't, if they're going to a club, they can't invite Loretta. She's not going to do it. And even if the setting has to be very different. They can take me to a bar or something. We can have those kind of stuff. But a club is not my settings. They no for me. So as we grow in faith, that's how you kind of, certain things like clubbing is signs that your interest in certain things shows as a spirit person of faith that you're growing, that those things don't interest you again. It's not even you not wanting to say, oh, because I'm a Christian now, I'm cutting clubbing. You just lost the appetite. Your spirit's like, if I'm in a club now, my spirit's like literally, my body's just like, "No, I don't want to be," and I'll just leave.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for adding that.
Just
That's nice.
one quick point to add to that before we start wrapping up. I think a big thing we need to focus on is choosing the people that we actually call friends correctly, because that's how you can get caught up in like the wrong group, because you want to consider somebody, you're just calling somebody a friend loosely. Like, you need to be real serious about who you call friends and things like that. But kind of wrapping up this whole idea, like, what do you think is the main kind of takeaway from this whole talk about church, clubbing on Saturday versus church on Sunday, just in like maybe like one or two sentences?
I'll just say, like, anyways, I think young people should read Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is just one of the best books that I read recently that just gave me a highlight of, it tells you how to live life, basically. But it tells you that certain things we live, they're all just, it's not worth it. The way we're living it is not worth it because the gratification is very tiny. So Ecclesiastes is good, but I'll leave us with Ecclesiastes 11:9-10. It says, young people, it's wonderful to be young. Enjoy every minute of it. Do everything you want to do. Take it all in. But remember that you must give an account to God for everything you do. So refuse to worry and keep your body healthy. But remember that youth, while a whole life before you, is meaningless.
I love that.
So honestly, this literally just sums it up. At the end of the day, the decisions you make today, affects what your future is going to be like. There are some situations that we experience that helps us build ourselves in faith. Like some people, they had to maybe go through, test that drug to know that they will never in their life ever do that thing again. There's some situations that, are just like that, but you know yourself. Make those choices that lead you to become a better person. And we make mistakes in this life. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. No one here is perfect. Yeah. But whatever decisions we make, and go back, God is our guardian. We have the Holy Spirit in us that guides us and leads us in everything we do. So let the Holy Spirit lead you. And if you're growing in your faith, get people around you. If you really want to grow in your faith, get people around you that will uphold you, because that would speak greatly into your future. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Loretta. Just one more thing I'm going to add. If you call yourself a Christian, you shouldn't be judging anybody out there.
Very
so
true.
If you have friends that are clubbing, don't feel like it's your responsibility to be dragging them away from the club. That God did not send you to do that, okay? He really didn't. And let's just remember that there is grace because of a reason. We're not perfect. If it's not the club, it might be the lie you told to your mom yesterday. Were you really at your auntie's house? No, you were at the club. So
what did you watch?
Exactly. What did you watch? Just kidding. But let's just remember that grace abounds. And now we're gonna do our time travel activity.
Yes, we are. So for today's time travel activity, it's just kind of in light of the whole conversation. We were talking about like kind of things that may have happened in our past versus things that we kind of want to experience as well. So for today's time travel, we want you guys to sit down and just write a letter to yourself from 3 years ago, talking about some of the things you've done, some of the things you wish you could change about where you're at now, and then also write a letter to yourself in the future saying the things that you hope to like accomplish then.
Yeah, and include the things you hope to be saying to yourself 3 years from. Like, for example, I hope to be saying to myself 3 years from now, you never entered a club for a reason, and God has proven himself in your life. Just kidding. But yeah, maybe quickly before we go, Loretta, could you maybe do yours live for us? Let us know what you would say to yourself.
Okay, for me, I would say you experience what you're experiencing because you have to. And it's only going to be the pedestal for who you're going to become. So that is to the younger Loretta, because, there was just a season. I had to do that to get to the next season in my life. To the future Loretta, greatness awaits you. But just focus on God. That's the future Loretta. Just focus on God. Okay. And all the things that he has promised you will become yours.
I love it. Okay. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. You already know the drill. All the YouTube, you watch YouTube, you know the drill. Don't forget to like, what else?
share, subscribe.
Okay, come on and sing.
What else is it?
What's there? TikTok about this.
Comment. We need to know what you think because
Exactly.
we don't have the answers. We don't have 10 heads that have the perfect solutions.
Not
It's
at all.
conversation selling. That's why that's how we help each other, right? We're a community. And if you love what you see here, join us at Newspring Church on Sundays. We meet at 5:30 p.m. EST
On Zoom.
and on Zoom. And you can find the link and the details on newspringhamilton.com, or if you want to find it on Instagram, you can find us at newspring_Hamilton. We hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, Loretta,
you,
for
Loretta.
joining
Having
us.
me.
I think it's been an amazing episode. Just help us say thank you to Loretta in the comments. She's giving us
For
her
real.
time and her words of wisdom. We really appreciate you. See you next time on For the
It's
Gen
Gen
Zs.
Z's. Later, everyone.
Bye.